What made your commanding officer personally carry a wounded enemy to safety? I found out during our deployment to Kandahar in 2017 when Lieutenant Colonel Peterson did something that changed how our entire battalion saw combat. We were on a routine patrol outside the city when our convoy hit an IED. The blast flipped our lead vehicle and scattered debris everywhere. Two of our guys were wounded, but nothing too serious. Standard procedure was to secure the area and call for medevac. That's when we spotted the sniper. Single shooter, maybe 200 meters out, taking shots at our medics trying to treat the wounded. We returned fire, called in support, the usual dance. The firefight lasted about 20 minutes. When it was over, we found the sniper behind a collapsed wall. Kid couldn't have been more than 16 years old, wearing civilian clothes and carrying an old Russian rifle. Problem was, he'd taken a round through his leg. Arterial bleeding. Without immediate medical attention, he'd bleed out in minutes. Our medic, Specialist Garcia, started working on him automatically. That's when Staff Sergeant Williams spoke up. "Sir, why are we helping this kid? He just tried to kill us. Let him figure it out himself." Several other soldiers nodded. It was a fair point. This wasn't some innocent civilian caught in crossfire. This was an active combatant who'd been shooting at American forces. Lieutenant Colonel Peterson stood there for a moment, watching Garcia work on the tourniquet. The kid was conscious, eyes wide with fear, probably expecting us to finish him off. Peterson had been in the Army for 22 years. 3 combat deployments. Bronze Star with valor. He'd seen plenty of action and lost good soldiers to snipers just like this one. I expected him to order Garcia to focus on our own wounded first. Standard military protocol. American lives come before enemy casualties. That's just how it works. Instead, he did something nobody saw coming. Knelt down next to the kid and started talking to him in broken Arabic. Calm voice, reassuring tone, like he was talking to his own son. The medevac helicopter was inbound, but they were taking fire from another position. Couldn't land at our location. We needed to move the wounded to a secure landing zone about half a mile away. Garcia had stabilized the kid, but he couldn't walk. Someone would have to carry him. We had our own wounded to transport, limited stretchers, and hostile territory between us and the extraction point. Williams looked at Peterson expectantly. "Sir, we leaving him here?" Peterson surprised everyone again. "No, we're taking him with us." He bent down, lifted that kid onto his back in a fireman's carry, and started walking toward the landing zone. A full colonel carrying an enemy sniper who just tried to kill his soldiers. The march took 40 minutes through rough terrain. Peterson never put the kid down, never complained, never asked for help, just kept walking with about 140 pounds of wounded teenager on his back. When we reached the helicopter, Peterson carefully loaded the kid onto the stretcher next to our own wounded, spoke quietly to the medic, making sure he understood the injuries and treatment already provided. The flight crew looked confused. "Sir, is this one of ours?" "No," Peterson replied, "but he's someone's son. Make sure he gets to the hospital." Later that evening, Williams pulled me aside, asked what I thought about the colonel's decision. Honestly, I didn't know what to think. 3 weeks later, we got word from the hospital. The kid had survived surgery and was recovering. Turns out he wasn't some hardcore insurgent. His family was broke, and someone had paid him $50 to take shots at Americans. Peterson never talked about it, never made speeches about humanity or rules of engagement, just went back to running patrols like nothing happened. But something had changed in our unit. Guys started asking different questions before pulling triggers, started looking at local civilians differently, started remembering that most of these people were just trying to survive. 6 months after we got home, Peterson received a letter at his office. No return address, written in broken English. It was from the kid he'd carried. The letter was short. Just wanted to say thank you for saving his life and helping him get to medical school. He was studying to become a doctor now, wanted to help people instead of hurting them. Peterson kept that letter in his desk drawer, never showed it to anyone, but word got around. That's when I realized why he'd carried that kid through the desert. Sometimes showing mercy takes more courage than pulling a trigger, and sometimes the enemy you save today becomes the doctor who saves someone else tomorrow. Last I heard, Peterson retired as a full colonel and works with a veterans organization helping former child soldiers, still carrying people to safety, just in a different way.